once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Uranus conjunct the Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Uranus conjunct the Ascendant in a natal chart, one way it may manifest and pan out is that you may have tremendous inspiration, which is Uranus for new beginnings, which is the Ascendant. Now let's say if the Ascendant is in Taurus as an example, new beginnings may be done with a lot of patience, persistence, and perseverance. It may be tied in with geology, carpet laid, agriculture, architecture, gardening, cultivation, banking, finance, music, art, as some examples. And also, too, another way this aspect may be expressed in a natal chart is that you may expend an exorbitant amount of energy and vitality, which is the ascendant, to attain goals and aspirations, which is Uranus. Now, let's say if Uranus is in Aquarius, as an example, your goals and aspirations may be tied in with astrology, humanitarian, altruistic endeavors, astronomy, computers, electronics, meteorology, aviation, innovation, rocket science as some examples. Now, also, too, you may form friendships, which is Uranus, with those that were prominent in your early childhood, which is the ascendant. Now, if let's say, for example, if Uranus is in Pisces, friendships may be with those that may actually be Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be with those that are empathetic, altruistic, compassionate, forgiving, sacrificing, sensitive, emotional, intuitive, but at the same time may be deceptive and very passive and even gullible as well. And another thing about this aspect in the natal chart is that, again, those same people that I just described, the friendships may figure, prominently in new projects and endeavors, which is the ascendant. Now, let's say, for example, if the ascendant is in Scorpio, new projects and endeavors may be done with a lot of emotional intensity, passion, desire, resourcefulness, determination, and they may involve something Scorpio related, whether it could be locksmithing, psychology, the occult, which includes astrology, embalming, may involve some work as a coroner or surgeon, or it could be something associated with forensics, investigation, or deep research, as some examples. Now, also, too, another way Uranus conjunct the ascendant may manifest in the natal chart is that you may actually be taller than otherwise indicated in the natal chart, even if the ascendant is one which would incline toward shorter stature, such as Pisces. This aspect can add height, to the individual, and you may even look a little bit different, more oblique than what your ascendant sign would suggest, because Uranus is that planet, associated, the unorthodox or what is unique. So there may be something a little bit different about, the appearance. It could be something where it could simply be where the face may be thinner or longer than what's otherwise indicated by the ascendant sign, and or maybe the person's a little heavier than he or she would you would think would be based on the rising sign description. So it could just be something very basic or simple such as that. Now, another thing too is that this aspect can also indicate possible physically related, which is the ascendant issues associated with the ankles, the shins, the calves, nerves, or circulation, which is Uranus. Now, let's say if you have the conjunction in Aquarius as an example, those issues may be more intermittent, sporadic, erratic. It may reinforce something more nerve related. If the conjunction, say, is in Capricorn, those things may transpire more in older age. They may be more consistent. Some examples. Now, another thing too is that um, there also may be, in some cases, there may be unusual gross protrusions. Unusual gross is connected with Uranus, so that you may have it as well. And let's say if the conjunction was in Taurus, it might be somewhere by the throat or neck area. Sagittarius, it may be associated with where the hips are, or thighs, as some examples. Now, another thing too about Uranus conjunct the ascendant and how it may manifest in the natal chart is that you may come across to others, which is the ascendant, as ingenious, unorthodox, rebellious, non-conforming, and unpredictable, which is Uranus, because keep in mind, the ascendant again is how you come across to others. It's the first impression that one may make. So it could, indicate that you may appear, that way to others more so than, what your ascendant would indicate, because this could flavor that, that description to some degree. Um, and the thing is, so even if, let's say, if your ascendant is in more, traditional, conventional sign like a Capricorn, you may still come across to others as a little bit more non-conforming, unorthodox, more ingenious than otherwise indicated. You may be willing to kind of more of a willingness to try new things more so than the typical Capricorn ascendant, as an example. Also, too, another way that this aspect may be expressed in the natal chart is that friendships and people prominent in groups, clubs, and organizations, which is Uranus, may play an integral role in terms of your environment, which is the ascendant. Now, I mean, if you have, say, if the conjunction, say the ascendant is in Aries, the environment may be more somewhat aggressive or even combative at times. It might be more where there's a lot of, action, a lot of activity, constantly doing things. Gemini could be a little bit more restlessness, mobility, a lot of activity, a lot of short journeys. Taurus would be more, the peaceful, tranquil type of environment. Also, too, another way that this aspect may be expressed in the natal chart is that there may be a very strong, intense drive and motivation, which is the ascendant, to do things that are Uranus related. And that can encompass a number of things that are Uranus related, can include like astrology, computers, electronics, innovation, meteorology, humanitarian, altruistic endeavors, as some examples. And if the conjunction, say, is in Capricorn, may be flavored with more seriousness, structure, discipline, and consistency. And another thing about this aspect, keep in mind that the ascendant again is connected with people that were prominent in your early childhood. It can be also a grandparent. So these people, at least is how you may perceive them, maybe those that are somewhat eclectic or unorthodox, innovative, non-conforming, and rebellious, as some examples. There might be something that you see with these people that could be, somewhat, unusual. And there might have been during ascendant is also again the early childhood first house, ascendant, early childhood. So you may have, there might have been something unusual about, the early childhood one way or another, or friends may have figured, more prominently during this time than most people. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.